literally crashed on me, which I wasn't happy about. But hey ho, we are back, so I do apologise for that. It's now going to be in two parts, so I do apologise. That is going to be a two-part stream, out of my control and out of my hand. It's not the best. Just going to quickly share this round quickly before we get race number 2 underway. But we'll see exactly. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. So as I say, I do apologise. It's two parts, but it's out of my control when stream decides, not stream, the game decides to crash on me and unfortunately has to stop the broadcast. But we're getting ready for race number 2. But it looks like at the moment then Rob Scholler is currently fastest. It all depends on obviously the racing. It is going to be good to go. We are good to go. So yes, Rob Scholler is fastest for the grid, but see exactly what's going to happen. I'll just get the race info up. We're not having the speed etc, because we don't need to really know how fast people are going. But the 5 red lights then are on the countdown, and we are going to get ready for the second of 13 lap races. Who is going to get the jump? It looks like Rob Scholler gets the decent jump in that WSR BMW versus the Focus, and it looks like the Cupra and of course the other car, the BMW, the Car God's car, versus Adam Morgan at the moment, with of course Nick in 5th place. But it looks to me that Nick is currently there in the Honda versus Gareth Morris and of course Andy White. So the BTCC Racing Hondas are kind of trying to sandwich Gareth Morris's Power Max Racing Astra at the moment. It's thereabouts, but Andy White jumps in front of Nick, and he also jumps in front of Brucey Collins. But both BTCC Racing cars have lost a bit of ground there between Brucey Collins. So Brucey Collins on course for a mission, but we look like it with Darren down in the ninth at the moment, with of course Neil Smell still in 10th place at the moment. But it looks like Andy White and Brucey Collins, nose to tail, having a bit of contact. It looks like the Hondas are getting ganged up on the Hyundai at the moment. It seems like it was a bit frantic, but let's see what's happening. Neil Smell still in the top 10 with the likes of Panos and Dean Atkinson. Dynamics cars are sandwiching the BMW, and of course Ash Sharp's Infinity at the tail of the field at the moment. But it still looks like the rain could be heading its way, but it's around about Rob Scholler's getting away for MB Motorsport, the WSR car at the moment, versus of course Katanis' Ford Focus, but could be thereabouts. But then it's obviously Moreno's Cupra, then obviously the Car Gods with Sicily BMW, and obviously the Power Max Astra with Brucey Collins alongside. But it looks like the two Hondas, the BTCC Racing Hondas, Nick's trying to get a move on Andy White into turn number 1 onto lap 2 out of 13 already. Don't feel like it though, don't feel like this race is already on to lap number 2, but Andy White's got in front of Nick then, so Darren Baldwin actually on a mission trying to catch up the Infinity, the Laser Tools Infinity. He's thereabouts. He's catching the Hondas with great ease at the moment. It's going to get onto the back of Nick at the moment. Nick's got a bit of panel damage. With of course the other Infinity, the Rick Parfitt Jr. Infinity of Neil Smell, kicking on the doors of the top 10 again. So it could be very interesting to see exactly what's going to happen between the Infinities versus the T2 T Dynamics, the Alfreds with Cataclean Hondas at the moment, with of course Panos Forganis leading that one ahead of Brian Moncani. So the 43 versus the number 14 livery. So of course a sharp in the other Infinity, the other Rick Parfitt Jr. car in 13th, and of course Dean Atkinson now in 14th in the MB WSR car. So the MB cars are front and rear of the field, with Rob Scholler still holding on from the Motorspace car, with Moreno still there catching up in the Cupra, But it looks like Gareth Morris is there, but Brucey Collins under threat from Andy White's Honda. The Honda versus the Hyundai going into turn number 1 onto lap number 3 already. Let's see what's going to happen. Brucey Collins with a 5/10 penalty. Pushing on, he's trying to push on. That the Hondas are gaining and bullying like a playground scrap. It's Brucey Collins' Hyundai at the moment, but they're going to try and make it 3 wide into the next turn. Oh, this can't be happening. Nick's got there into 6th place. Yes, he does, but he's almost under threat from his teammate, which his teammate almost dives in front. So the Hondas literally there, nose to tail. But is it going to be pushing on for quite a bit as Nick's trying to hold on for dear life? But Andy White thinks about it. So the other Honda, the 2 BTC Racing Hondas, literally nose to tail. It seems they're going to be pushing on with the likes of Brucey Collins trying to push on as well. But a bit of a moment there. But Panos is now in 7th, and so the Infinity of Neil Smale literally pushing on. He's trying to get thereabouts, but he's got Brian Moncani, the 2nd of the Halfords with Cataclean car, in of course 12th place at the moment with our Sharp literally in the other Infinity, the other Parfit Team hard car, in 13th at the moment with of course Dean Atkinson 14th at the moment. But Rob Scholler in the MB Motorsport car still leading. He's going to be under pressure from of course Katanis in the Motorbase Performance Focus ST in a moment or 2, I think. Adam Morgan holding on for dear life in the car God's car, still there. Gareth Morris still in 5th place, but Andy White and of course Nick Sargent, both Hondas are battling stellarly. I don't think that's even a word, but they're doing 6th and 7th in the BTC Racing Hondas. It's almost Josh Cook versus of course Jason Plato. But Andy White there currently in 6th place then, pushing on in the 888 Honda versus the number 54 Honda. They're trying to catch up towards of course Gareth Morris's Power Max Astra at the moment. Seems to be there nose to tail with of course Brucey Collins now 8th in the Hyundai. He's lost a lot of ground after that penalty to the top 7 at the moment with of course Darren Baldwin's Laser Tools Infinity. He's thereabouts with of course Panos is Team Dynamics Halfords with Cataclean Honda, still there, currently pushing on for quite some time. But Brian Moncani against of course now a Sharp's Infinity, so the Honda and Infinity battle rages on, still there, the Belgian versus the Brits. But I think Brian Moncani is going to try and push on for dear life as best as he can, but you can just see how close it's getting between these 2. I think Neil Smell has had a bit of an issue. He's dropped down to 14th now, so the other Infinity has dropped down, Dean Atkinson 13th, but you can just see Neil Smell pushing on for dear life with the likes of course Rob Scholler hopping and skipping and jumping on curbs in that BMW. He's trying to get away from Katanis' focus at the moment. We'll see what's going on, but you can see Andy White, the 888 Honda, on course to try and overtake Adam Morgan's BMW. Seems to be thereabouts. It could be very close between the pair of them, but looking what's going on then is Andy White gets into 4th place from Adam Morgan. Is he? Oh, it's getting a bit closer. Nick's trying to do the same to Gareth Morris. These Hondas are working in synchronisation to try and push on as best as they can, but Andy White has got past Adam Morgan for that 4th place there to the 888 Honda against the BMW there. It seems to be a lot of interest. We're on lap 5 already out of 13, but I tell you what, Brucey Collins is gaining back up to this group. Panos is in 9th then for Team Dynamics. Poor old Darren Baldwin, yes, he is racing one-handed in the Laser Tools Infinity, currently 10th place with Ash Sharp now 11th, which seems to be a bit of a nose-to-tail battle between the pair of them. It could be all or nothing between the pair of them, but Brian Moncani 14 Dynamics with Halfords with Cataclean still 12th at the moment. Dean Atkinson's BMW catching up to the Honda as best as he can. Neil Smell, top 10 in race 1. He's now 14th in race number 2. Do feel sorry for Neil, but looking at the battle for the race lead then, looks like the MB Motorsport BMW is under pressure from the Focus, just about. The Cooper in, of course, third. Andy White's Honda still under threat from Adam Morgan's BMW. Seems to be thereabouts. The BMW versus the Honda battle seems to be a bit of a rage between the pair of them at the moment. But I tell you what, this is absolutely unstoppable. Nick's still there in 6th place as well, with Gareth Morris's Vauxhall still chasing him down just about. Brucey Collins, what is he going to do for, of course, that Power Max Astra ahead of him? Looks like Panos has got a 5/10 penalty in the Halfords with Cataclean. Honda still pushing on in 9th place though. Darren is still there in 10th with the Laser Tools Infinity. As sharp in the Infinity, the Rip Path at Infinity, the team hard one. Pushing on with Brian Moncani in 12th then. Dean Atkinson now in 13th, so the Honda versus the BMW, BMW 13th for the moment with Neil Smell. Still 14th for the moment, but to tell you what, Rob Scholler in, of course, the second of the MB Motorsport BMWs, pushing away from Katanis at the moment. In the Focus, he's going to be thereabouts, but looking what's going on, the Renault in the Cupra third at the moment, and Andy White still there in 4th in the BTC Racing Honda, the Triple 8 Honda, with, of course, Nick Sargent putting Adam Morgan's Car Gods with Sicily BMW under pressure. So the Honda, he's in a Honda sandwich at the moment. He's got to be very careful that he doesn't go off wide or he doesn't make a mistake, because that'll allow Nick through. But Gareth Morris is still there in 7th, onto lap number 7 out of 13 then. So we're not far away from this race being completed either. I'll tell you what, tonight has been one of them nights where it seems to be a bit of a works well for some cars or works well for others, but Panos has got away from Darren, or Darren's actually got that Infinity dialed up as best as he can now. You can just see how close he's getting to the back of the Honda. He's going to be thereabouts. He's going to try and go one way, try and go another. Obviously doing all this hard work one-handed, but it could be very interesting to see what Darren could do. But is he going to be thereabouts? It could be all or nothing for him, but he's still pushing on. I think our Sharp's having a bit of an issue, currently 11th for the moment, but going to try and push on with Dean Atkinson now 12th, with, of course, Brian Moncani in the second of the Dynamics. Honda's in, of course, 13th, and poor old Neil Smell, who got the top 10 in race number 1, down in 14th. But the race lead is coming down quite considerably now. Rob Scholler under threat from the Focus, of course, Katanis at the moment. He's going to be there about, is he? He's going to try and push on. Is he going to be able to make it 2 from 2? Is he going to be able to make a move? He's got excuse me, he's got the fastest lap with 1:36.595. Could be thereabouts. We'll see exactly how that's going to push on between the likes of Rob Scholler and, of course, Katanis. At the moment he's there, he's got to be careful. The BMW versus the Focus, on to lap 8 out of 13. Andy White with a 5/10 penalty in the Honda. Adam Morgan though with a 1 second penalty now. This is going to be a bit of a manoeuvre. We could see exactly what's going to happen with Andy White with a 1 second penalty as well, with Nick getting there into 5th place now with the Honda. The Honda, there's quite a few with penalties. Brucey Collins in the accelerator high and high with Gareth Morris also there with a penalty. Quite a few penalties been dished out this time round, but Darren Baldwin trying to put the Laser Tools Infinity alongside the Honda of Panos Forganis there. But has the race lead changed slightly? No, it hasn't. Rob Scholler's BMW holding on for dear life on the Focus. It's almost there, but it may go again. It may count because Rob Scholler has a penalty. Gets a bit loose. Oh! I don't think Rob Scholler's taken that penalty. I don't know whether he caught it on the line or he caught it just before that, as Katanis tries to get alongside the BMW going on to lap number 9. Andy White still holding on for dear life. He's got to play tactics here with Nick, because Nick's currently 5th at the moment. This could be very close to see exactly what's going to happen between the pair of them. But the top three are getting close to BMW versus the Ford versus the Cupra. Anything could happen this time round, but looking at exactly how close it's going to get between the likes of Rob Shoulder's BMW and of course Katanis's Focus at the moment, it seems thereabouts, but you just see Katanis literally nose to tail between the BMW and of course the Renault's, of course, Cupra. But the two BTC Racing Hondas trying to trade paint again. The team are going to be having kittens at this rate, literally, because the two Hondas are neck and neck, trying to battle their way through the field. Brucey Collins up to 6th, then Gareth Morris in the Vauxhall in 7th, Adam Morgan 8th with Panos 9th, Darren still 10th in the Laser Tools Infinity, holding on and just trying to push on. He's got the left side indicator on, not too sure he meant that, whether he's pressed it by mistake or it's a distraction for Panos to say, right, move out, move to the left. All depends on how things go, but this could be very close to see exactly how things are going to push on. But there has been a change for the race lead. Didn't notice that because we're too busy going through the field, but of course Katanis takes the race lead yet again with 3 laps to go in this race. Then he is on course to try and make it 2 from 2 tonight with Moreno's Cupra now in 2nd with Rob Shoulder's penalty. Still got that penalty, not too sure how he's managed to keep hold of it for that long, as the two Hondas 4th and 5th at the moment with Brucey Collins 6th with of course Gareth Morris in 7th, Adam Morgan still in 8th at the moment with of course Panos still there in of course 9th place with Darren now has that indicator turned off in 10th place for the Laser Tools squad. But looks like Sharp under pressure from Brian McCartney, the Infinity versus the BMW, not the BMW, the Halfords with Cataclean car, trying to push on, but we'll see what he can do. He's going to be thereabouts. Is Brian going to try and get past Sharp's Infinity? I think Sharp's got the indicators on. He's got, well, he had the indicators on for a second, but still there. Dean Atkinson in the MB Motorsport BMW in 13th, Neil Smell lowly 14th now. But looking at exactly what's happening, Rob Shoulder now has that penalty being able to be removed. He's had it for a few laps, but whether he will push on for another battle. You've got Nick Kim 4th then, Andy White 5th at the moment. This is exactly what's going to happen between the pair of them in a moment. But Brucey Collins then still 6th under pressure from Gareth Morris's Paramax Astra. This could be very close between the pair of them. We'll see exactly what's going to happen with around 2 laps to go in this race. It's getting closer as you like though, because you can just see exactly what's going to happen. But Gareth Morris then gets past the Accelerate Hyundai. Still got Panos and of course Darren Baldwin still trying to battle for 9th and 10th at the moment. Could be very close and personal between the pair of them, but Adam Morgan is still holding on for dear life as Sharp with them hazard lights on. Not too sure exactly whether he means to have them on or he's allowing the likes of Brian McCartney and of course Dean Atkinson to get through. So the Halfords with Cataclean Honda now 11th, Dean Atkinson 12th rather, with of course Sharp now 13th, and of course Neil Smell. So the two Infinities, the Team Hard Infinities, 13th and 14th respectively. But looking at Katanis then, he is literally going to make it 2 from 2 bar any mistake, as Moreno's Cupra has to take a penalty. But Rob Shoulder's BMW still 3rd at the moment, with Nick still 4th, Andy White 5th. So the Hondas, BTC Racing Hondas 4th and 5th respectively. It was Gareth Morris currently under pressure still from Brucey Collins. At the moment it could be very careful between these two. Let's see exactly what's going to happen. Adam Morgan, both, I think both Gareth Morris and Adam Morgan picked up a 5/10 penalty, but they, I think it was late on the line, just as they got him as Panos for Team Dynamics. The helpers of Cataclean in, of course, 8th place, and Darren in 10th, then holding on for dear life. He's still there. He's doing it all one-handed, so he's going to try and get 9th place from Adam Morgan in the Car Gods with Sicily BMW. The Infinity seems to be a bit of a dark horse at the moment for him, with the likes of Brian Mulcahy 11th, Dean Atkinson 12th, and of course Ash Sharp in 13th. Of course Neil Smell 14th at the moment. But it's looking likely at the moment then, with Katanis in the, of course, Motorbase Ford. He's trying to push on to try and literally get another race win. With, of course, Moreno's Cupra still there in second, with, of course, Rob Shoulder's BMW still third, Nick still fourth rather, in the Honda, with, of course, Andy White in 5th place, followed by Gareth Morris, and of course Brucey Collins trying to put the Vauxhall under pressure, as he does very nicely, but he'll be aware that Gareth Morris has to serve a penalty, which of course Brucey Collins will try and push on past the Vauxhall if he can, but it all depends on certain bits and pieces at the moment. It's going through side by side, but Brucey Collins gets that 6th place away from the Vauxhall Astra, going on to the final lap very soon, as Panos is 8th, with, of course, Darren Baldwin in, of course, 9th place now from not Dean Atkinson, Adam Morgan in the BMW. It's just because the BMW is there in 11th, with Brian Mulcahy's Honda hunting him down for 11th place at the moment. So the Halfords Cataclean Honda pushing on to try and get past Dean Atkinson, with, of course, Ash Sharp 13th, and of course Neil Smell still there in 14th. So the Infinities, Team Hard Infinities, still towards the tail of the field, but got to be careful, because I'll tell you what, even though Katanis has that 5/10 penalty hanging over him, it may be okay. He may get away from Moreno's Cupra. He's going to try and make it 2 from 2 tonight. He's actually done very well to come and take 2 victories this evening. He looks like he's on a mission. See exactly how well he does. Nick's got a 5/10 penalty as well, but we'll try and go back to Katanis. He takes that penalty very quickly indeed for Motorbase. He will be pushing on. He will take another victory in race number 2, in round number 4 of the Chell Lawman BTCC, brought to you by Eldar Racing. Coming through the final turn now, he will be taking 2 from 2. He will become the first double winner of the championship, with Moreno also in second for Team Hard, with, of course, Rob Scholler thereabouts in 3rd place. It will be a very good end for MB Motorsport. The 2 BT Racing Hondas, 4th and 5th for Nick and, of course, Andy White. They will be crossing the lane. They will be delighted with that, no doubt, with, of course, Brucey Collins holding on from Gareth Morris for Accelerate in, of course, 6th, Gareth Morris in 7th, Panos in, of course, 6th, 8th rather for Team Dynamics, with, of course, Darren Baldwin's Infinity Q50 for Laser Tools, and, of course, 9th Adam Morgan for Car Gods in, of course, 10th place Brian Mulcahy, and, of course, 11th for Team Dynamics Dean Atkinson, and, of course, 12th with Ash Sharp for Team Hard's Infinity, with Parfit Jr. Inspired Livery, as well as Neil Smell 13th and 14th. Bit of a disappointment end for, of course, Neil Smell thereabouts, but I'll tell you what, it has been a fantastic night of racing, no doubt, and I'll tell you what, you are going to be watching some fantastic racing, no doubt. It is going to be thereabouts, but I can't wait to see exactly how well things are going to go for rounds 5 and 6 next week. Not too sure exactly how it's going to pan out, but I'll tell you what, it's been very good to see exactly what's going to happen, but I am really looking forward to see what is going to go on. But I'll tell you what, it has been a very thrilling, great night of racing. All 2 races, you know, fair play. The penalties might have been a bit ifs and buts, but I'll tell you what, I am looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next week for rounds 5 and 6 of the championship. I'll tell you what, guys, have a great weekend. I've been Hoppers for Eldar Racing. Take care. Ta-ra.